and welcome to my channel. My name is Demina Malord. I am a licensed mental health counselor, an anxiety and fear relief coach, and also an individual who is passionate about growing within self and spreading the knowledge. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time, totally appreciate you being here in the safe space. If you've been here before, welcome back, and thank you so much for the support. I have been going through a series that I started called Overcoming Guilt because it is an emotion and a feeling that so many people can really have a lot of feelings about. It can be a really complex emotion and feeling to work through. And so I really wanted to dig through it and share some different parts about it that are important to consider when it comes to managing the feeling of guilt and just working through it. So you'll be able to check out videos 1, 2, and 3 here. So just feel free to take a look. And then also today, I will specifically be discussing the question, what are core beliefs and what are core values? So without further ado, just want to get into those topics. So a core value is essentially when an individual has a fundamental belief and a high priority that drives their behavior. Okay. You can think of core values as an internal compass of principles that drives a person's decisions. Okay. So, really and truly, a value is something that is really like deep within you and instinctual. And an example of a value would be honesty, let's say even loyalty, right? So, if you value honesty, especially within yourself and how you communicate with others, there's going to be a high likelihood that you will share information with other people. Honest information, right? Like bare bones details. And you might even be the type of individual that might at times overshare, right? You want to make sure that you get all the details out. You want to make sure that you communicate totally clearly to the other person, okay? And as it relates to loyalty, if that is a value for you, right, you might pride yourself on always being there for your friends and your family, right? Always being the one who extends the invitation to reach out if you need anything, right? Just as a form of support and also wanting to really communicate to the other person that you are what it is that you're standing on, which are your values, okay? And again, they're core, which means that they are really ingrained deep within you. Next, I wanted to talk about core beliefs. Beliefs are a person's most central ideas about themselves, others, and the world. These beliefs act like a lens through which every situation and life experience is seen. Because of this, people with different core beliefs might be in the same situation, but think, feel, and behave very differently. One of the reasons why I really liked this example and definition of core beliefs is because it really kind of breaks things down in a 3D kind of a way, right? So the reality is we believe different things, right? And we believe different things for different reasons. And as a person, right, in general, we are going to have different beliefs about other people, about ourselves, and about the world that we live in. So there are a lot of things that can affect what we believe in and how we believe in those things, right? So it can be the home in which you grow up in. And let's say you grew up in a home where you were raised by a parent or two parents versus a caretaker or various caretakers. Also, the environments that you're in, right? Daycare, VPK, elementary school? Were you in public school? Were you in private school? Do you spend a lot of time around other family members? Did you spend a lot of time alone? What did you learn? How did you take it in, right? So core beliefs can be super duper impactful to the way that we perceive, again, ourselves, others, and also the world. And I think it's important to recognize that core beliefs and core values can change or shift at times, but there can be certain values and beliefs that are truly deeply ingrained in us that even if we want to change them, it might be really, really difficult to. Which is why, especially on the topic of guilt and how guilt can um, manifest in our lives, how we can experience it and what makes us experience it, I wanted to really dig into core beliefs and core values to just share how impactful and how important they are to the way that we go through different situations. Also, something to remember is that if a core belief is inaccurate, it still shapes how a person sees the world. Harmful core beliefs can lead to negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, whereas rational or more healthy core beliefs can lead to balanced reactions. And what I wanted to do today is I wanted to just dig into an example that I came up with just to help you kind of understand how core beliefs and how core values can affect you, just for a situation that many of us have gone through and some of us haven't gone through it yet, but might for sure. So the situation that I wanted to use as an example today is the situation of the ending of a romantic relationship. Okay. And so let's say for you the relationship was longer in length per se, right? Maybe it was over 6 months, over a year, years, right? Versus also there are times, right, when we may be interacting with someone or dating someone before getting into a committed relationship with them. And I say all that to say that you can use, the situation as it relates to anything that you've gone through, right? And as you hear me go through this example, I just want you to, think about how it may speak to you. So we're going to talk about two different people. We're going to talk about person A and we're going to talk about person B. Person A, okay, so again, the situation is that a romantic relationship has ended. So the core belief that person A has is that they are unlovable. Okay. The core values that are important to them are deep connections and intimacy. And as you can see, I'm going to put the diagram here just so you can visually see the example. The reaction that that person A has to the ending of this romantic relationship is, I gave everything in this relationship and it still wasn't enough. Okay. So that's the thought. The feelings that they're feeling due to this situation are that they're feeling discouraged. They're feeling sad, especially because of their core values, right, are deep connections and intimacy, but they believe that they are unlovable. The ending of this romantic relationship for them confirms their core belief. And so, what happens next? The actions and the behaviors. They may isolate themselves. They may start overeating or maybe eating less than normal. They might watch shows that are more sad in nature, right? Things that are more aligned with what they're believing, which may be, right? I am unlovable. Now, on the flip side, I wanted to add person B, and you'll see the diagram here. And so essentially, person B, still say, a different person that's gone through the same situation, which is the ending of a romantic relationship. Person B has a core belief that they are safe, right? And then their core values are peace of mind and sustainability. And the thought that they have based on the ending of this romantic relationship is, I'm at peace knowing that I've let go of a relationship that did not nourish me like I needed. Okay. Now, I really wanted to just pause and go back to the core values, right? Because it says peace of mind and sustainability. I think for any of us, whether we've been in a romantic relationship or a platonic relationship or even a professional relationship, right, where we interact with someone, we've interacted with them several times, something that's important to know is that there can be times when we can enjoy the company of other people, and then there may be times when we may not enjoy it as much for different reasons. And so because romantic relationships can end for so many different reasons, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be toxic. Maybe it is because just compatibility wise, right? There's a shift. So, for example, maybe you're in a romantic relationship with someone, but they get a promotion, and the promotion is taking them to a different state. And maybe for you, a deal breaker is that you don't want to be in a relationship with someone that you're not in the same vicinity, right? Or proximity wise, you're not close enough to where you can drop in, you can see them, you can spend time. And so, I really want to point out the importance of the love language. I don't know if any of you have heard about the book, The Five Love Languages, but it is amazing. But the love language, quality time. Maybe for you, being close to that person, right? Knowing that you can at least even be in the same room or in the same space as that person is really comforting for you. And if your core values are peace of mind and sustainability, maybe you don't really have peace of mind if someone is in a different state that you're dating because you want them close by. And maybe that is not a long distance relationship is not sustainable for you. And when I say sustainable, right, this is all going back to your health. What works for you health wise, what helps you feel good health wise over time. Okay. And so, again, going back to person B with the feelings, they feel empowered and they feel content, right? It's not to say that they don't feel sad, but for this example, I really wanted to point out in general the difference, right? And then lastly, their behaviors and their actions is that they may spend more time with emotionally healthy people around them, right? They may practice body movement, like going to the gym, dancing, right? Doing hobbies or things where you can use your body, okay? And then also they might listen to podcasts of how people have healed through unsafe or unhealthy relationships, just kind of as a motivator or to remind them of the values that they stand on: peace of mind, sustainability, and also to remind them of the core belief that they are safe, right? So, part of the reason why I wanted to go through these examples in this video regarding core beliefs and core values is because it's so important to be able to connect the idea that our core values and our core beliefs absolutely affect not only what we feel, but how we feel them and how we act and how we behave based on what we feel and why we feel them. Okay. So today's video is a little bit shorter in length because next video, I want to go through the question with you all. Are you a guilt prone people pleaser? And maybe in this moment, as you heard me share that title, you probably felt a little convicted and maybe not. But I really wanted to talk about that particular question in particular because it's one that I've had some viewers talk to me about. And also, I really want to dig through people pleasing, how guilt can be attached to people pleasing, and really and truly healthy ways to manage if you are a people pleaser and if you are a people pleaser who happens to feel guilt a lot. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Definitely take a look at my show notes. Feel free to watch my podcast, or excuse me, listen to my podcast, Grow Through This. Find me on social media, and also definitely email me if you have any questions that you want me to dig into or any topics for the YouTube channel and also for my podcast. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your time. I hope you have a great week and talk to you soon. Bye.